Wow, I finally found a quiet place. I decided to come out today in school and it took me like 40 minutes. Hello, before I could find a quiet place. Hello, it's me again. Uh, yeah, it's me again, and it's 26 days to my 30th birthday. Thank you so much for everyone that has joined me since day one. This is day five, and today I want to talk about forgiveness. Yeah, what I've learned. I want to talk about what I've learned about forgiveness, what I've unlearned about and what I've unlearned about forgiveness. Don't mind me. I'll be looking around a lot today because at the sports center of my school, and I actually thought that they said, you know, they've moved all fellowships to the religious ground, but here I am looking for a quiet place here because it's like every fellowship in this school is here today. But it is what it is. I'm going to do my video regardless. So I'll talk about forgiveness, and my forgiveness journey has been a quite, um, should I say, funny one because I had to learn, not in a hard way, but then I had to learn through people. I had to learn through experiences, daily experiences. I'm coming from a place where, uh, a place where you see people being abused without reason, people just doing stuff to people without reason. It got to a time in my life that I made up my mind that I'm not going to take shit from people. That when people hurt me, I believe that people hurt other people intentionally, and so why tell me sorry when you have done it intentionally? So I always told people then that when people do things to me and they say sorry, I told them, don't bother saying sorry. Just don't do it the next time. I don't care about your sorry. But then, I started meeting people, especially when I joined my undergraduate days. I started meeting people, and then they'll do stuff to me, and in my heart of hearts, I see that they are being sincere with their sorry. But then I couldn't care less. I just tell them, don't say sorry to me. Just try not to do it. But then this experience really changed me. This experience with my roommates in my final year. I'm going to I'm going to mention their names, and going to tag some of them. Yeah. I like having my things where I put them. I like having my things to myself. So I find out that probably I come back from class, I wanted to use my bucket, someone had used it and then they had placed it somewhere else. Or or someone wore my slippers and I didn't find it under my bed. Things like that. So it got to a time that people started noticing my reactions to this. I remember this clearly, that there was a time that people will use my things, and for me, I'm going to tag her. For me, will be like, Dara is around though. Leave her bucket alone, no. Don't let that girl start shouting when she wakes. She says things like that. And sometimes I will hear from my sleep and I'll feel like, oh, this girl does not understand me. But then it is what it is. I don't like people, throwing my things around. So it went on like that. But there is this one person, and this is where I learned I learned, forgiveness very well. There's this one person, and that's me. We call her tender peaceable. I realized that okay, there was one incident that happened and she had to apologize to me, and since then I wouldn't say, yeah, it's a soft spot that she has in my heart. She still has it, so using present tense. But then I realized that through her, I learned to forgive other people in the room, and this is what it is. All those carrying my buckets, all those using my slippers, all those using things, and not put. I realized that Fee will do it and get away with it, and then she comes with her baby face and says sorry. I'll just accept, and then she gets away with it, and I realized that, and that way. I started passing that goodwill to other members of the room, and then I, in a way, and I don't know if they noticed it because of that decision in my heart that I wouldn't take sorry from anybody. I also made up my mind then that I wasn't going to like get married. But one of those days, after like 2 or 3 experiences with Finn, I attended a program in school, and a word of knowledge came out about somebody who had made up my mind not to marry, blah blah blah. The man of God, told my story, and it really broke me. And there was this ring that I used to put put on to scare everyone away. I removed that ring that day and I threw it away. But then that was just like a step to my learning process in forgiveness, because along the line, as I grew older, I realized I still had those things in my mind. And with the experience that I had recently, I noticed that it is one thing to forgive other people, and it is also another thing to forgive yourself. And I've also learned that you cannot forgive other people if you don't forgive yourself first. So this is what I mean. All those bottled up feelings that I had that made me to say I wouldn't take sorry from people, but because of experiences that I've seen, and I didn't want to be part of those experiences. And somehow I'm being angry for other people's misdeeds, and which also was hindering me. I closed the door against a lot of people that way. So I had to like forgive myself first, and then I was able to forgive other people. you know I had to forgive myself first, and then I was able to forgive other people along the way. And it helped me a lot during my counseling process, during my healing process. It helped me a lot, because the first thing, and then it's funny, because the first thing my counselor told me was that I needed to forgive myself and understand that it is not my fault that those people abused other people. It is not my fault that those bad things happened. It is not my fault in any way. So I had to forgive myself. I had to purge myself of those experiences. I have to purge myself of those things, and be happy to people. And I tell you, funny enough, these days when people annoy me, when people do annoying things, because I don't get annoyed. When I talk, I now approach issues constructively. Instead of being angry and telling people not to say sorry, and you know, closing the door against people. I find deep down in my mind that I'm not angry at people anymore. And after I speak with them, I ask myself, Dara, is that you? Did you just do that? You were not angry. You just spoke to the person and you didn't even feel any bad energy in your mind. So my word to you today is that you should learn as much as possible to forgive yourself and forgive others. It does you a lot of good. It does you a lot of good, and it helps you purge bad energy, bad vibes from your mind. Thank you. Bye.